Joining us right now, two members of Congress, Michigan Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell and Republican Tim Walberg, also of Michigan. Obviously, their constituents being hit hard potentially by what happens here. I'd like to speak with both of you about what it would take to actually get something settled here, because I think that's what both of you have in common, just in terms of trying to find some common agreement and get workers back to work. Congresswoman Dingell, I read through an interview you did recently where you pointed out the cost of living increases that the union gave up when the auto workers were in so much trouble, when the auto companies were in so much trouble several years ago. And that's been a big part of what led to this, the idea that they weren't getting cost of living adjustments at the same time inflation was running up so much. It really eroded their pay power. You pointed out that, you know, if you're getting $16.50 an hour working on the line, that doesn't do anything compared to what you may be able to make at McDonald's or Target or Walmart as they were raising prices to go through all of this. That has to be part of the real frustration that's built up here.
So good morning. It's great to be with my friend Tim, too. I think the auto workers are looking for really four things. But the first is cost of living, COLA, which they gave up to help support the industry in 2008 and 2009. And in real terms, their salaries or their wages from 2008 and 2009 are actually 10% behind where they were because of inflation. So COLA has been very important to them. Tiers is another issue. They've got different, you'll be on the same line working the same job, and you have people at different tiers being paid different wages. And quite frankly, you will have temporary workers who are working 40 hours or 60 or 80 with overtime, but they're temporary workers for 8 to 10 years, so not getting the benefits. And they also want job security. And that job security is how are you going to transition to this new economy of electric vehicles? This is where the rubber hits the road. We're not in a talking point moment anymore. This industry is going through a transition to new technologies. EVs are one, there'll be others. From an internal combustion engine. Most of those batteries are being made by joint ventures, and where they get made, how they get made, I want them here in America, no place else. Good paying jobs is really what much of this contract is about.
Congressman Walberg, let's talk about at least GM's offer, just to go through some specifics on this. GM has now said that they will offer a 20% raise over the course of the contract. I think 10% would be the immediate raise that they would put forth as part of that. They've also said that in terms of the tier structures, they would cut the time in half from 8 years to 4 years, where you could get through that tier structure and get to the top wages. Is that enough, in your opinion?
Well, I don't think it's, again, good morning. Good morning, Debbie. Good to see you since we last disembarked from the plane last night. You know, I don't think it's for members of Congress to decide what the good negotiation is and what the agreement should be. A lot of my constituents look at a 20% pay increase offered by General Motors as being unbelievable. They don't experience that. The tier issues, they don't experience that as well. And yet they, as consumers, are going to end up paying a good share of what this bargaining will be. So I'm hopeful that the UAW and the car manufacturers will understand beyond just simply their situation what impact this will be. And for Debbie and myself sitting here in Congress to be pushing in a micromanaging way an industry to move forward in EV, when in fact the American public hasn't gone to that point yet. 6% of vehicles sold were EVs this last year. $60,000 loss per EV, according to Ford Motor Company, of their EVs sold. So all of this is really a result in many ways of inflation and of government mandates. And I think we need to get out of the way and understand that these auto companies, these UAW workers that produce amazing vehicles and have continued to do that, engines and component parts, but also the others in the whole micro system out there that produce parts for the auto industry, are going to be impacted for years to come if we don't settle this. and understand the reality of the economics that are in this country right now. And the fact, as my colleague said, we don't want to see these cars and components and batteries, et cetera, built in other countries. I don't want to see these cars and battery components built in other states. I want them in Michigan.
Congressman Walberg, I realize you think Congress should kind of get out of the way. What do you think about the potential involvement of President Biden? That is something the Democrats have not wanted to see particularly, and I know Congresswoman Dingell does not want to see that. How about you?
I don't either. I don't think it's our responsibility. I think we ought to be setting a framework in place that allows the amazing private sector, the designers, the engineers, and oh, by the way, the consumers who will express what they want to generate the way forward. And I think that would give security to a lot of the auto workers. I mean, they're looking at a situation right now where they could lose 2/3 of their jobs because EVs don't take as many component parts. So where are they going to go? So I think they're understandably concerned. But then the rest of the sector that has to buy these cars and hopes that reality prevails, and at the very least, we get ourselves ready for a change by having the infrastructure, the charging systems in place, so even our energy secretary doesn't have to commandeer a charging station on her trip and get the police called on her team for doing that. We have what is necessary, and I think that goes even to the utility industry. Consumers and DTE will tell you very clearly they cannot provide the system in place right now, the infrastructure, to take care of all that the government is pushing on and mandates. And so my concern is in that area. I wish the UAW and the motor car companies well, but we could be a great benefit to them by not intervening and pushing directions that we can't accomplish right now.